Hello everyone, I am Erika of BEADIngschool.com and you are watching No One Has to Bead Alone, my weekly beading workshop on Facebook. Today we are going to bead the Paris bracelet, and as this month, in fact during probably a month and a half, I will be making jewelry inspired by Vincent van Gogh's famous painting, The Starry Night. I chose the name of the bracelet, Paris, because that's one of the important places that played a role in Van Gogh's life. And all the other jewels too, they will be named after one of the places in Vincent's life. And in the meanwhile, I already see friendly faces. Lutka is here today and Connie is here. Connie says that she can see me and hear me. Thank you so much for letting me know, Connie. That's always a relief. Corinne is here and Faye. Faye also can hear me all the way to New Zealand. And then Facebook user friend, Eleanor, Linda, Sarah, Timmy is here, Erika, and Brit Marie is here too. You can watch this broadcast live in the Beading School Club and also on the Beading School Facebook page. It is a live workshop that I started to teach about a year and a half ago when the first COVID lockdown hit. And all the way since then, we are going strong, and beaders from all around the world come together every Friday to keep each other company. And Daniel also joined us today, and Jennifer. And Corinne says that the motif is beautiful. I'm glad that you like it. Antoinette is here. Sunshine, Janine, Ginny, Belinda, Sherry, Martine. If I haven't said your name, then it means that I can't see your name and you need to click the link about the broadcast to enable my broadcasting program to see your name and see your face, so I can greet you personally. And then I can say, hi Jessica, and hi Christine, and hi Cynthia, and hello everyone indeed. And today's broadcast, we are going to work together on the Paris motif, as I said, and you can bead either a bracelet, as I did, you can bead a necklace, you can bead a pendant or earrings, it's up to you. If you have downloaded already the printable file that helps you to follow the workshop today, and if you go to the last page, then you can see that there is a new feature of the tutorial, and from now on, if possible, then I will always include a couple of different ideas on this last page of the tutorial to show you that how many different possibilities there are to bead, to use the motif. So as you can see, even as a bracelet, it can be connected in two different ways. You can make a statement necklace, and you can also bead an earring or a small pendant if you prefer that. The printable file, as always, is available at noonehas2beadalone.com. I will be posting the link for you in a second. And as always, there are two versions available. There is a support version where you can choose to buy the tutorial for €5. And there is a free version to give you a helping hand if you are in financial need during the crisis. Today, I would really like to ask you to go for the support version and purchase the tutorial for €5. During this week, the Swedish beading community lost a beloved member, and to honor her memory, on Monday, we will send over 100% of the profit from the tutorial to a research institute researching cancer. So thank you so much, everyone who downloaded already the support version, so we can then send the money that you spent on the printable file to the research institute. And thank you everyone who is going to do that during the weekend. We are collecting the money today, tomorrow, and on Sunday, and then on Monday we will summarize it and we will send over 100% of the income that came in thanks to the tutorial. Karina will stay in our thoughts, and happy beading, everyone. In the meanwhile, Maria is here with us. Elena joined us again. Aniko is here. Sarah. Eleanor. Eleanor has a tricky question. Did you really bead a whole bracelet? And yeah, not yet, not yet. I am about halfway. I am going to bead one more motif today, and then after the class, one more. I will need 4 motifs for my bracelet. So there will be a whole bracelet coming. And let's see that what do we need for today's jewel. I'm sorry, it went a bit blurry. I hope that it will get unblurried in a little time. So, as Eleanor was asking, no, the bracelet is not ready yet. I measured out and planned it out already, but it's not finished yet. And let's see, what do we need today for the bracelet? Those of you who are students of the Beading School Academy, then you can use already the beads that you received in the Starry Night box. Or, of course, you can dig into your own stash and put together your own color combination. And as the boxes are arriving on your bead mats, then also I am, of course, already adding articles and tutorials and all kinds of informative stuff to the virtual classroom of the Beading School Academy. And what I did today, that I put together already the material list for the first, I think, 5 jewels that you are able to make from your box, so you can plan ahead. The 2 signature jewels from the box that are the 𝐂𝐓𝐿 bracelet. This is the one. That was actually how the whole box started. And the second signature jewel is the Nuenen pendant. So both the turquoise and the fuchsia boxes have enough material for these 2 jewels. And then from the smaller ones, because there will be lots and lots of designs coming supporting your Starry Night creations. So you will need to plan ahead a bit that which tutorial would you like to bead as a bracelet or a pendant or an earring, so you can complete everything that you would like to. So the material list is already up there. As you see, there is an article called First Jewels from the Starry Night box. So I really recommend checking it out and put aside already, even if the tutorials are not available yet. But yeah, you can already put aside material for the jewels that you plan to make besides the big ones. And Natalie is here, and Sue is here, and Deb. Indeed, honey, the beads are from the box, and I don't see your name, unfortunately. Esther is here. Kata says, hello, just saying hi, on my way to see my idol tonight. Oh, I know that. Where are you going then? I will read this amazing bracelet during the weekend. Then wishing you a relaxing evening, Kata. And see you a bit later. And Anita is here. And faces, when you moved what you have already beaded, the sparkle was amazing. Love this deep blue. I'm really happy that you like the shades, Faye. And Belinda is here. Cynthia. Thank you for coming, ladies. And let's get started. Let's see what do we need for today. And tell me in the meanwhile if you already got your box. I'm excited. So, the tutorial and the workshop will walk you through the making of the main motif of this bracelet. And you can connect the motifs directly to each other, but also, if you would like to, then you can add in addition something in between. So today we are going to learn how to make the big motif, and then next week a little tutorial is coming to the virtual classroom of the Beading School Academy, and I will show you how to bezel with square stitch the PRECIOSA nacre cabochons that I used as the connectors. So for the main motif, you will need 2 colors of 4mm fire polished beads. Of course, you can also go with 1 color if you would like to. I used the glittery matte silver in the first step, and then later I added this jet heavy metal AB sparkly ones. In the middle of the motif, there is a 4mm Suwon rhinestone from Preciosa, and I used the Montana in a gold setting. The holes are in a cross shape, so they are super easy to attach in the middle if you have some, and if you would like to use them in this jewel. You will also need some 3mm Preciosa BICONE beads. I am using the crystal full ore ones to give some extra sparkle to the edges. And then you need some seed beads. You need MIYUKI Delica beads in size 11. I used 2 different colors. I have this beautiful warm matte bronze shade. It's really nice to combine with all kinds of different colors. I think that I will build it in later into my like basic color yeah, sorry, I need more coffee. And then I used also this beautiful blue one that comes in your box. And then you need also some size 15 MIYUKI round seed beads, and I combined 2 different colors. I have a starlight gold and then a metallic dark bronze. Again, you can go for 2 colors, you can go with 1 color, it's up to you, or even more than 2 colors. And this is, I also wanted to show you how do the Preciosa nacre cabochons look like. These are 8mm sizes. These are the biggest ones that Preciosa makes, and from the back they are flat and they are a bit domed, so it's a bit tricky to bezel them. They also always want to like jump out of the bezel, but then I like the effect what they create because the motifs themselves are pretty busy, and the square stitch bezel kind of pulls them together and gives it more harmony. So let's get started. Do you have any questions before we would start? Could you download the tutorial? What kind of colors are you using? Do you have any questions about the beads that you need? I'm happy to answer. And no, Miriam, I'm sorry, but I don't see your name. You need to click the link that is above the video and enable my broadcasting program to see your name. And Sue is waiting for her box. And hi, Nancy, I'm glad that you could join today and take some time to rest and take some time for yourself, besides taking care of your loved ones. And Daniela has her box already, lucky one. And Veronka is here. Veronka, I see your name. Kathy is here. Nicolene is here. Wonderful. And if you don't have any more questions, then let's get started. I will also put the instructions on the screen. I'm trying to arrange them in a way that okay. Sorry, I think this is the best what we can have. Veronka has some curry. I love Indian food. And Faith is asking about the precautions. Do they have a hole? They don't. You need to bezel them to catch them in your creations, but they will be also perfect for bead embroidery. You can glue them on a fabric. And Malka is here, and Miriam, now I see your name. And Ty. So, to start, we will start. What about we will start with step 1? Okay. So first color of my fire polished beads. I need 4 pieces of the 4mm fire polished beads. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I am using a 0.5mm FIRELINE or 6LB, and I leave a 10 to 12 centimeter, 5 to 6 inches tail that I will secure and trim later. I bead through all the beads one more time to join them into a little square. And then I bead through the very first bead for a third time too. And when I pull my thread, then you can see that my tail end and my working end are exiting the same fire polished bead. Cynthia has a question. She's asking, can you use Toho seed beads? I have tested this pattern, and always I am using only MIYUKI seed beads. I'm pretty sure that this will work also with Toho seed beads because, well, we don't have that many in the design. On the edges, you might want to be careful, but you will need to try that. I tested it only for MIYUKI. After I made my little square, then I am adding, and please, Cynthia, let us know that how does it work with Toho. We always are grateful for this kind of extra information. So now I am adding size 11 MIYUKI Delica beads in between the fire polished beads. So I'm exiting a 4mm fire polished bead. I pick up a Delica in my first color. I bead through the next fire polished bead, and then I repeat all around, adding the seed bead on the corner. So the little square, it looks like this now. The sides of the little square are the fire polished beads, and the corners of the little square are the MIYUKI Delicas. And after adding the last new MIYUKI Delica, I continue beading until my thread is exiting the second new MIYUKI Delica, because now when I will add more new beads, then when I'm pulling my thread, then I will not deform the little shape. And thank you, Cynthia. Now, in step 3, we are adding the PRECIOSA Swan rhinestone. I think during the last year and a half, we got pretty hooked on using PRECIOSA Swan rhinestones. Hands up who likes the Swan rhinestones, who likes adding the Swan rhinestones to like pretty much everything. I am now exiting the MIYUKI Delica on the corner, and I pick up 2 pieces of round 15 seed beads in my first color. I pick up my Swan rhinestone, and I pick up 2 more of the round 15 seed beads. I bead through the MIYUKI Delica that is on the opposite corner of my little square, so the new beads, they will form a little diagonal through my square. I bead back through all the new beads carefully, also the same hole. I'm using the same hole of the Swan rhinestone. And then I bead through the MIYUKI Delica that I was exiting at the beginning of this step, and then I continue through a fire polished and 1 more Delica, a Delica that is not holding the Swan rhinestone yet. And I see lots of hands up, Sunshine and Martina, and Ginny says me. Sarah has all her hands and toes and everything up. Miriam likes PRECIOSA. Cynthia says, I love adding rhinestones to everything. Maria, Eleanor, Connie, Brit Marie. Faye says, always good to add more sparkle. Sherry likes them. Elena also likes them in her bead embroidery. Elena makes beautiful bead embroidery pieces, so please check out Elena's creations if you haven't done it yet. For Annie, they are new, but she's already loving them. And now, in the second part, we add 2 more size 15 seed beads, and then we bead through the open hole of the Swan rhinestone. Excellently beaded under the Swan rhinestone, so going back, 1 more try. Beading through the second hole of the Swan rhinestone. I pull my thread, then I pick up 2 more seed beads, still size 15, still my first color, and I bead through the MIYUKI Delica on the opposite corner. I bead back through the newly added size 15 seed beads and of course the PRECIOSA rhinestone in between. And then I bead again through the MIYUKI Delica that I was exiting before picking up the new beads. By the way, I'm so happy that we share this addiction. It's, you know, I have 2 designs named after fellow beaders, one after Anita and one after Katalin. And the reason was very funny. I was in doubt how to continue with them. I was sharing some pictures with the ladies, and both of them earned the honor of having a jewel after their names that they said like, put a rhinestone in the middle. So that's how I chose the names for those jewels. And now we are already in step 4. And I am exiting the MIYUKI Delica on the corner. And I can start working now with this shiny Jet AB fire polished beads. So I start by picking up around 15 seed bead in my second color. I pick up 2 of the fire polished beads, the 4mm fire polished beads, and then 1 more round 15 seed bead in my second color. I bead through the next MIYUKI Delica that is on the corner. So when I pull my thread, then this is how it should look like. And hi Liv, good to see you. I will continue this all around. So again, after exiting the Delica, I pick up around 15 seed bead. I pick up 2 pieces of the 4mm fire polished ones and 1 more round 15 seed bead. I bead through the Delica, pardon, on the next corner. And I think actually this motif has more potential. It would also be possible to fill in now a 6mm BICONE somehow here into this gap. So I only can encourage you to try some alternative ways to finish it. I would love to see your experiments. I'm adding now the third group of new beads in the same way. And ladies, please let me know how is it going. And tell me what kind of colors are you using? Are you going, even if you maybe don't have your box yet, are you also going for like Starry Night colors? Or are you using something completely different? I added now the 4th group of new beads, and then I continue through the first round 15 and the first 4mm fire polished bead from the first group that I have added. And then I continue by adding a MIYUKI Delica in my second color. I pick up a MIYUKI Delica in my second color. I bead through the second fire polished bead and the round 15 that is after that. I pull my thread and then I insert a MIYUKI Delica in my first color in between the 2 round 15s. So this new MIYUKI Delica will be in one line with the MIYUKI Delica added in step 2, one above the other. They should be tightly nesting next to each other in between the round 15s. And let's see what kind of colors you are using today. Connie is waiting for her box. Exciting. Eleanor is using purple. Cynthia is going for the Starry Night colors. Sunshine says, I have the silver 4mm, but I am using mauve, gold, and silver colors. That will look really nice. I think the mauve with the silver will be very pretty. Kathy will use blue combined with fuchsia. That will be super nice, Kathy. And I would like to say a big thank you to Katie and 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄, who both volunteered yesterday to proofread the tutorial and to make sure that you can enjoy it today to the fullest. So thank you so much, Katie, and thank you so much, 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄, for donating your time. And Daniel says, I'm using the new Rainbow Fire Polish, the blueberry green tea. So Daniel is in happy autumn mood, and I think that those Rainbow Fire Polish beads will look awesome in this. I have some which are like kind of fuchsia and pink, rainbowing into orange and purple tones, and I can't wait to use them. And Jessica says that it's going well and she's using silver, green, and bronze. Elena is waiting for her box, and it's pink coral and violet as main colors today. Ginny, even without a box, she's using blue. It would seem I should have it all in my stash, but of course I do not, but there's plenty of others that are beautiful. And Wally is here too. Welcome, Wally. Nancy is going for some red and gold tones, a bit of warming up of these days when it starts to get chilly. Miriam is using green and avocado, green avocado, chicken seed, and purple. Yeah, we were talking about pearls, but indeed it's with fire polished beads. It might work with pearls, so I was curious if you will maybe like try it, but the original is with fire polished indeed. Thank you, Kathy. Belinda is going for Starry Night colors. And thank you, 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄. And 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄 is using a beautiful purplish bluish fire polished that she got as a gift with her last beading school order. Enjoy! Martina is going for her own stash for Jet AB fire polished and gold and a touch of orange in the Delicas. And that sounds really interesting. So, and let's add those Delica beads fast. I'm a bit behind. I'm adding my second color in between the fire polished beads, and I'm adding my first color in between the round 15s. Adding my last MIYUKI Delica, and then I will continue until I am exiting the second new MIYUKI Delica bead. So I'm not stopping right after my first blue one. But I continue until I will be exiting the second MIYUKI Delica that is nesting nicely in between the fire polished beads. Do you ladies have any questions about the part that we have beaded so far? Belinda says she has a whole mess of the 4mm black AB. That's a lot to use up. You can maybe do like a right angle weave base with them and then decorate the top. That's kind of a bead eating way of using them up. So you need lots for fire for right angle weave. And Vanya is here too. Welcome. Nicolene will use either gold and pink that she has at home, and for the rest she uses what is on her bead mat. Maybe, and she says, so I'm sorry, but I think my colors will be a mess. Sometimes those happy accidents happen, and let's see what will you end up with. You made me really curious, Nicolene. And now, in step 6, I am adding seed beads over the fire polished beads. So I start by picking up, and I start by, exiting a MIYUKI Delica that is in between the fire polished bead. I don't start here from a Delica that is in between the round 15s, but from a Delica that is in between the fire polished ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of my first color, of my second color, 1 from my first color. And then, this is step 6 on the diagram, then I bead through the Delica that is in between the round 15s, but I bead backwards, opposite of the direction of my beading. So my thread was hanging counterclockwise, then I picked up the new beads, and then I bead through the Delica between the round 15s clockwise. I pull my thread, and then I bead back only through the last seed bead that I picked up, the single one that is in my first color. So I created this arch over my fire polished bead. Now I pick up 6 of my second color, 4, 5, 6, and I bead through the next Delica that is on the corner in between the 2 fire polished beads. Vanya says that she loves the new design. I'm very happy about that. And I will get to that theme a little bit later. And Nancy is asking, I did come up with a question after looking at the tutorial, which you can answer when we are finished. How does the... Okay, same question. Later, I will come back to that. And hi, Donna. So, first, questions about step 6. So, you're starting out from a Delica bead from in between the fire polished ones. Then I pick up 6 of my second color, and then 1 of my first color. 7 beads altogether. I bead in the opposite direction through the Delica that is in between the round 15s inside the little gap. I pull my thread, and then I bead back through the round 15 that was the last one. And I pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more seed beads, and then I bead through the Delica on the corner. And if there are no more questions left, I don't see anyone asking, but if there are no questions about step 6 and about the part that we have already done, I will tell you about the Beading School Advent Calendar. Many of you know it already, as we had an Advent Calendar last year already. And if you have downloaded the Paris tutorial, then you have got already your Starry Night box, then you might have found a little text about this year's Advent Calendar. So in December, for December, we have prepared 24 little surprises for you. The surprises can be either little gifts, they can be discounts, and there will be substantial discounts, a lot bigger ones than what we normally offer. Usually our discounts run from like 10 to 12, sometimes 15%. And this time, some of the discounts will go up as far as 30%. Also, we will be having lots of extra goodies in December, including some that are normally not available in the Beading School bead shop. So those of you who remember the Advent calendar from last year, then those of you, you might remember that usually there are some projects, some more difficult projects that I offer only as workshops, either on Zoom or in person when it was still possible. But when we had the 2020 Advent calendar, then for 2 days, the Advent calendar beaders could lay their hands on some of my workshop designs also, for example. And this time, we are coming with even more surprises, even as the results of collaborations with fellow designers. So how you can take part in the Beading School Advent calendar adventure. You can sign up through the e-shop. I am posting the link to the 2021 Advent calendar now. So you can sign up through the e-shop. It costs €9.90 to sign up. And then afterwards, you will receive instructions what to do. The discounts will be activated daily, every day a different one, or a surprise or a gift, every day something different. And we will inform you what's happening through a closed Facebook group and through emails if you are a subscriber. And we have a limited number of calendars available to make sure that we can serve you in the high quality to what you are used to. And I can promise that it will be lots and lots of fun. We always kind of virtually open the little door on the calendar at the same time of the day. So then together everyone is waiting in the Facebook group oh my God, what's going to happen today? And then we get to know, and yeah, and then it starts, and sometimes it's crazy and it's lots of fun. And yeah, Miriam says it was so much fun last year, so it is a gift for myself for Christmas. And thank you everyone if you have joined it already. Elena is looking forward very much. And she says, I'm 200% in. And she says, I have used all the items from the previous year calendar already. I don't believe you, Elena. Sorry, I don't believe you. I remember your stash. Vania is asking, I need the new beads. Will it be available? Which new beads? We are still uploading lots of new beads, also new bead shapes. Which ones are you interested at? So, if you have, I will continue reading now, but if you have any questions about the calendar too, then I'm happy to answer. And Cynthia says, I'm trying to watch what you are doing, but I cannot see it close enough to see how you go through the seed beads. I will hold it up closer to my camera, sorry, and I will explain it again. So, I am exiting the MIYUKI Delica that is in between the fire polished beads. I pick up 6 of one color, 4, 5, 6. The 7th is a different color. And then I'm beading in the opposite direction through the Delica that I added in the previous step. Can you see it now? Is it better now? And Fronia is asking, Starry Night from box. We will be adding stuff that is also included in the Starry Night box. I don't know yet if we will be able to add everything, as there are also very special things in the boxes coming, but we will do our best. And Mary says, I joined Facebook just after Christmas and saw all the goodies people were posting last year. I'm so excited you are doing Advent Calendar again. Oh, Connie says, sometimes I hate that new kitchen. I know it's a big investment, but your kitchen will be so beautiful, and then beads will come afterward. And a friend is asking, I missed the first box. Will they become available again? So the beads themselves, most of them are online, not everything. Most of them are available, so you can buy them one by one. But the box, when once it's gone, the Beading School Academy box, then it's gone, and we are not putting more together from the team that was available in the past. So also, if you like the Starry Night box now, then please go for it, because we have very, very few left, in fact. Very, very few. Cynthia, was it okay how I was showing to you the beads? Could you follow it? How I went through the Delicas? I'm going to add my 4th and last part of this step, picking up 6 of the first color, 7th of the other color, and then I bead through the Delica in between the seed beads in the opposite direction. And then back through the last seed bead, picking up 6 of the main color here, and then I bead through the Delica in between the fire polished. And Fania says, the bottom pearls is outstanding. You mean this nacre cabochon? In fact, I know that we have already several more colors of this in the lab available, waiting to be photographed and uploaded. Now it's a matter of time that if we manage to upload everything, because there is a lot of stuff. Some colleagues told me this week that I maybe overdid ordering new stuff, so there is a lot waiting for you. But yeah, you know how it is when shopping for new beads. So the same goes for me. When I am shopping for you and for the bead shop, then it's very hard to say like, yeah, it's enough to have 3 colors. I don't want 5. Of course, I try to go for as much as possible. So the ladies are working hard to upload as much as possible, as humanly possible. And it's a lot. We are trying to do as much as possible. So now I finished step 6, and let's see step 7. I will be starting from a Delica in between. I was starting from a Delica in between the fire polished beads, and then I beaded through the first 5 round 15 seed beads that I picked up during the previous step. I pick up a 3mm BICONE bead, and then I skip the last seed bead from that color. I skip the seed bead which is in the accent color sitting on top of the Delica, and on its other side I skip the first seed bead, and I bead through 5 out of the 6 that I picked up during the previous step. And if I did it right, if you did it right, then your thread is hanging now towards a MIYUKI Delica in between 2 fire polished beads. I pick up a MIYUKI Delica in my second color. I pick up a round 15 and another MIYUKI Delica. And then I continue through 5 round 15 seed beads, and again I will be adding a 3mm BICONE bead. Please let me know how this is going for you. When you pull your thread, then the Delica round 15 Delica, they should be shaped as a little V. There should be a sharp corner now all over the fire polished beads. I pick up a BICONE and I bead through 5 of the seed beads, and when I finish, then my thread is hanging. I went accidentally also through the Delica. When I finish, then my thread should be hanging towards the Delica that is in between the fire polished beads. And again, I skip that Delica and I add over it 1 more Delica, round 15, and a Delica. And I bead through 5 of the seed beads. Ladies, let me know please how this is going for you. It's step 7 that we are beading now. Are you already at step 9? Or do you already have like 3 motifs finished? And I'm really curious, what are you beading today? Are you beading a bracelet like I am? Or is it going to be something else? And hi, Chris. Good to see you. How are you today? And again, I'm decorating the corner with the 2 Delicas and the round 15. Miriam has already 1.5 motifs. Nice. With your avocado and I think it was avocado and purple, right? Your color combination. I'm adding my last BICONE already. And Cynthia has a question. I think you said earlier that you were using FIRELINE thread. What LB are you using? Thank you for the question. I'm always using, by the way, FIRELINE. That's my go-to beading thread. And I like the black satin. And okay, I need to take a little look if it's 4 or 6. I always forget the American measurement. It's 0.12 millimeter. It's 4 lb. Sorry. My FIRELINE is attached to the wall behind my screen, so I needed to move my screen a little bit to check the size for you. Sorry about the rumble and everything. So 0.12 millimeter 4LB black satin FIRELINE, always. Sorry, it's blurry a bit. And a Facebook user friend is asking for the Starry Night box. I'm going to send you the link. Just a second. The Starry Night is part of the Beading School Academy. Part of the Beading School Academy, and it's in fact our second team that we play with. The Academy, it's a whole big beady program. So every 2 months we focus on a different theme. The first one was the Magic Garden and Art Nouveau, and the second one is Starry Night, the famous painting by Van Gogh. And we create with colors inspired by the theme. We explore, for example, now we explore a bit the places that Van Gogh visited during his life that were important to him. We will look into the colors that he was using on his paintings. And you also receive a full big box full of beads and components and cabochons that fit the theme. And then you can play with it for 2 months, and I'm bringing you tutorials and inspiration. And Natalie says, this would make a lovely brooch on a filigree. And I agree, Natalie, and I hope that I will see a brooch from some of you. And actually, I already have next week's motif. So I wanted to show you also next week's motif. This is what we are going to bead. And it's going to be a little brooch, and I will tell you more about it. Also a Starry Night inspired jewel, I will tell you more about it at the end of our lesson. And now back to the last steps of the Paris. So I'm exiting a BICONE bead at the beginning of step 8. And oh, sorry, there is one more question. Cynthia is asking if I have tried Nanofill. I've tried it. Not Nanofill. I tried Wildfire. I was not in love with it. I returned to FIRELINE. I couldn't wait to return to FIRELINE and to run out of Wildfire when I bought some. And with Nanofill, I don't have experience. So I'm exiting the BICONE bead, and now I pick up a MIYUKI Delica 11. I pick up 2 round 15 seed beads, and here I will attach the 2 round 15 seed beads to seed beads added during the previous steps with square stitch. So I skip the first seed bead after the BICONE bead, and I bead backwards through the third and the second one. I pull my thread, and then I bead through the 2 new beads one more time. So that's square stitch. And then I pick up 2 more round 15s. I bead through 1 Delica on the corner. I skip the round 15 in between, and I bead through the other Delica on the corner. And Indeed, if you are in the academy, then you will soon receive your Starry Night box. If your payment went through already and you don't have your tracking number yet, then please send an email to info@beadingschool.com so we can look into it. But if the payment went through, then by today you should have received the tracking number. If not, please shoot us an email so we can help. So I am now exiting the Delica and I pick up 4 pieces of round 15s. I skip now 2 of the round 15s from the group that I picked up earlier, and I bead backwards through numbers 3 and 4, the third and the fourth one, and then I bead again through the last 2 that I have just added. So altogether there are 4 new round 15s added in this step, while 2 of them are attached with a square stitch, a single square stitch, to the row of beads that we added earlier. And then we connect these 4 new round 15 seed beads to the BICONE with a Delica. And this is what we repeat all around the motif, and Faye likes this way, and I'm super happy about that. Ladies, please let me know how is this going. This is a little bit tricky, and I would like to make sure that everything is going well and you can follow the pattern. And on the corner, always skip please the round 15 between the Delicas, and that way that part will be a bit pointier. Jessica is asking, where do we add the Delica? The Delica is always next to the BICONE bead. That's how you can remember when to add it. So now that my thread is exiting a Delica on the corner, I don't start with the Delica, but I start with picking up 4 pieces of the round 15s, and the last 2 I'm attaching to 2 seed beads from the previous part with square stitch. And then when my thread is nearly like touching the 3mm BICONE, but there is a tiny gap, then I pick up the MIYUKI Delica that fits exactly into this tiny gap. So I connect the 4 round 15 seed beads to the Delica, to the BICONE with the Delica. So next to the corner, there are always the seed beads, and next to the BICONE, there are always the Delica beads. And thank you, Linda. I'm really glad that you can follow the class easily. I'm very happy about that. But if anyone has still a question, then I'm halfway through this step, so I'm absolutely happy to repeat it in slow-mo again. So we are in fact working with square stitch. Well, I was working with square stitch in the piece of the bracelet that I have made 2 times. Here when I am attaching the seed beads to the previous ones, and also how I was bezeling the nacre cabochon. And And Arjun is asking, that's my abbreviation for number. I don't know if it's widely used. Sometimes my English is, well, spoken and written in Erika way, let's say. So I'm sorry if something is not clear. So I'm exiting now the corner. Yes, Cynthia, I see your text. And hi, Wendy. I hope everything is all right with you. I see that your plans are not exactly working out. I hope you are okay, Wendy. And thanks for coming again. So when I'm exiting the corner beads that I count the corner, then I start by picking up 4 round 15s. I attach the last 2 with a single square stitch to 2 round 15 seed beads in the previous step. Then I pick up a Delica for this tiny gap, and I fill the gap with a MIYUKI Delica bead. Again, Delica, 2 round 15s. I attach the round 15s. I bead through the new beads again, adding the last 2. I bead through the Delicas on the corner, and I finish this step by again adding 4 round 15s, attaching the last 2 with a single square stitch to beads from the previous row, and then, yay, last Delica. And I bead through the BICONE. And the very very last step, I'm going to add some more beads over the BICONE. So I'm just beading through the seed beads on the edge until I exit the Delica that is next to the BICONE bead. I pick up a Delica, around 15 seed bead, and 1 more Delica. I skip the BICONE, and then I continue all around the motif, always adding this little decoration over the BICONE beads. So Natalie says, loving this double border. I think I will be using the technique a lot in future jewelers. I'm happy that it gives you ideas, Natalie. And I'm super happy if you will be applying this new piece of little knowledge to your jewels. Lutka is making a pair of earrings, waiting for her box. Too. Linda is asking, is there a way to connect without using Facebook? I'm trying to figure that out, actually, as not everyone is keen on being on Facebook. But when I tried to broadcast live also to YouTube, then it did not work out well, and it started to lag. So I have to, for now, I have to stay only on Facebook, and then we always upload the recording to YouTube afterwards. But on YouTube, it's a recording. If you would like to be part of it in real time, real life, beading together, talking to your fellow beaders, then for now it's happening only on Facebook, unfortunately. Oh, for Wendy, the breakfast didn't work out well. I'm sorry about that. My breakfast also worked out horribly because I overslept and I didn't have time to have breakfast. I think that's also a very horrible breakfast, not having breakfast. So, ladies, do you have any questions about today's motif? Are you 100% sure about all the steps so you can finish them? Please let me know if you have any questions left. Slowly we are going to finish today's class. Yeah, thanks, Wendy. It's actually evening now here on my side of the globe. So I had a late breakfast and then lunch and then some coffee and a scone just before I would start the class. And now, after we finish, I will have a nice dinner. So it seems that it's going well. And I don't see questions coming in. So then I will quickly show you next week's motif. You can already look up the Facebook event on the page to make sure that you will get a notification and you can calculate your time zone. So you can already start, or you can already mark going. And this is what we are going to bead together next week. I named it The Hague. It's another Dutch city. I'm living in Amsterdam. And actually we have some beaders here from The Hague, or from next The Hague, right, honey? And all the components except the brooch base, they come from the Starry Night box. I used an 8mm chaton in crystal aurum, and then I used this beautiful dark blue MIYUKI half tilla. I used some, okay, I need to check if that's 2 or 3mm round beads. I think it's 3mm round beads, but I will double check it after the class. Then some seed beads in sizes, round ones in sizes 11 and 15, and some MIYUKI Delica beads. The little lantern, the dragonfly lantern, it also comes in the Starry Night box. It reminds me of a Japanese pagoda, and in fact, Vincent van Gogh was very much inspired by Japanese art as the country was opening up to the Western world. So that's why I chose the lantern to be included in your box. And the little brooch base is a 5-petal flower that you can also find in the Beadingschool bead shop. And I simply glued on the motif. So this is how it came together. And oh, Elena is asking about the cabochons. Yeah, this will be included in this blue color in your box. They are 8mm ones, and then new colors will be coming to the bead shop. And I'm really glad that you like the Hague motif too. Next week, by the way, on Tuesday, during Coffee Time with Erika, I will be sharing with you well, the first batch of jewels that I have made from the Starry Night box. There are some more. You have not seen everything yet. So there are a lot waiting for you. And I will show them all to you next Tuesday. And tomorrow we can meet for a Beading School Academy lunch break. And I am really looking forward. So thank you so much, ladies, for coming today, for participating in the workshop. Thank you everyone who decided to go for the paid version of the tutorial. On Monday, I am sending over 100% of the income from the tutorial to a foundation that is raising money for cancer research in memory of our Swedish beader friend who passed away earlier this week. And thank you everyone, and take care, and see you soon. Have a nice weekend, ladies.